All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Again, I want to welcome any new subscribers to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. I also thank anyone that has followed me recently on Instagram. Thank you very much. So I just posted a video of some recent spoon projects. If you saw that, thanks for watching it. I appreciate it. So as promised, we're going to start another kuksa project, and what I have here, this log here, is a piece of black walnut that I found recently with a bunch of other walnut. I guess a developer, I'm not sure what they were, but they were cutting down a tree, driving by. I don't have much luck with lottery tickets, right? If I play the lottery, but I just am able to find wood that is either freshly fallen or cut recently. I live in Philadelphia, so there's really an abundance of trees in the area. It's on the east coast of the country, so it's great for a lot of different species of trees. So it turns out that there was a ton of black walnut. So long story short, I was able to grab a couple carloads full of walnut. So I have so much walnut, I don't know what to do with it except carve it. So what we're going to do is, smells still pretty fresh. We're going to try to make a kuksa, or start a kuksa project, maybe 2 of them. These are going to be pretty small, nothing crazy. And I'm not sure, really not sure how many I'll be able to get out of this. I wanted to do at least 2 from each half, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this off camera, because sometimes it can take a while. I'm going to split this with the fro. I'm going to try to, there's I guess the pith there. I'm going to try to get that right in the center there. I mean, I guess you could go, I'll figure out how I'm going to split it, but basically get that center out, and, and we'll be right back, all right? So stay tuned, be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I just want to show some of this here. I'm going to use the fro, do all the loud banging, kind of get that guy in the middle there. So we have a pretty clean split, as you can see. It's beautiful. Yeah, these definitely are not going to be super deep. Well, I don't know. So the cool thing is, you can see the pith there, and I don't know really too much about trees and tree anatomy and different things like that, but that's the pith there, and hopefully it's going to pick up on camera. Let me see. Maybe not, but it's really cool because it looks like it's almost like gills from a fish. And my wife was asking me, or saying that maybe that's how the water is kind of filtered through to get to throughout the tree. So I thought it was pretty cool. So here's our 2, I guess, billets, if you will, and we'll see. I'm going to map these out. So give me a little bit. I'm going to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back, okay? All right, guys, I'm back. So right now, because there's like little ridges here, some people draw on that. That's fine, but I'm actually going to try to smooth this out with the axe. And also, I'll be removing the pith as well. So what I like to do is try to get it as flat as I can, and most of the time I'll actually bring it over to the shave horse and get it really flat. That way, when I draw my template, which will be this little bowl I got at a thrift store, it'll be a little easier to draw. And a lot of this is like the preparation that you do before you actually start carving. Especially with dealing with templates and stuff. I'm not an illustrator, as I mentioned before. So it doesn't mean that I'm any less of a carver because I can't draw. So templates are very helpful, and they can really make your piece look professionally done, obviously, and even like it was done by machine, as opposed to freehand drawing something where it can kind of look pretty crude at times. At least I found with myself when I do stuff like that. The finished product the shape and everything overall doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. It'll still function as it needs to, but in my case, where I'm trying to sell things or offer these to people, they need to look half decent to people. So we're just flattening this out, nothing crazy. This wood is pretty green. I'm going to try to use this as my plane here a little bit. Try to get it really good. Get any little divots out. If you are interested in a kuksa of mine, the general price for kuksas is going to be, I don't know, $100 to maybe $120 or $150. It's expensive. Takes a lot of wood. Takes a while to make. So, smaller kuksas might be a little bit less, $75 or something maybe. At some point, I will offer a giveaway as my kuksa as a giveaway. Got to get enough followers. So let me just finish planing this. I'm sure you don't want to watch me do the whole thing. I'm going to get this pretty smooth, and then I'll be right back, all right? All right, guys, I'm back. So I have decided on which end I'm going to use. And just so you can understand the process here, because kuksas are, I've made, I don't know, about 5 so far, 5 or 6, probably about 5. And I've never really used wood as green as this. So I know from my previous experience when making a bowl from very green, I made some of those cherry bowls that you saw. It seems I'm very inexperienced with making actual bowls. They seem to, at least in my experience, crack very easily. And some of that may be I need to be a little bit more patient with allowing the bowls to dry and different things like that. It's not really like making a spoon. Spoon's a little different, I guess. So, and it seems like, I don't know why, but it seems like with circle shape, things seem to crack a little bit easier, and it might be the shape of the circle that is doing that compared to other things. I don't know. So anyway, I'm using this big piece. It's probably about, I don't know, 10 inches, 11 inches maybe. So I have something to hold on to when I'm using the axe, and basically where I'm going to start this is somewhere, an inch or two from the end. In case any cracks start to form, I can kind of cut them out before it actually gets into my piece. But some of you other guys that are out there making kuksas may use a smaller piece because that's all you have, or that's your preferred method. That's fine, whatever you want to do. So I'm actually going to use this end of it as the kuksa because there's and it's a shame, there's a little crack already forming that was already kind of there. So I want to stay away from that completely. I hate to waste any of this wood, but just so you guys can see my process here, you kind of have to think these things out. So on camera here, I'm just going to draw the circle, and I'll kind of figure out a handle shape from there. It'll probably be pretty basic, nothing too fancy. So we're just going to simply take any circle shape you want, and just kind of trace it on there. This is going to be a pretty big one. I don't know. Let me just see. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry. I'll just use this, that's fine. And from what I can see, you know, the kuksas can double as a cup or a mug and also a bowl, you know, so it has multifunctional capabilities, you know, which is always a good thing. So I'm just going to carefully trace this around. Now this piece doesn't seem to be as green, although it is very green, not as green as those 3 cooking spoons that I made. This one, okay, so that's probably good enough. Perfect. Okay, great. It's going to be pretty big. So that's the size we have here. And somewhere along here will be a handle. And I'm just kind of thinking about the size of this. I guess that's pretty good. I don't want to go too much smaller than that. All right, so anyway, I'm just thinking out loud here. So I'm going to pause it here, and when I have this drawn out, I'll come back when I have the shape or design. Okay, be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. So I just wanted to say real quick, you know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to sell you guys stuff by mentioning the prices of my items and things like that. So I would mention those types of things really quick. I don't want to turn you guys off with me, you know, mentioning, you know, for me to, I'm selling things to you guys. That's not the intention. It's just to share my experience with you with carving, not necessarily to sell you anybody anything. Anyway, here we are. We have the kuksa kind of drawn out. I wanted to change a couple of things. So where the X's are is obviously going to be waste. I'm going to leave that on for the time being, just in case again, like I mentioned, if in case any cracks start to form, I can hopefully head it off before they, hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about here, head them off before they actually get there. So I have a bunch of templates that I buy that I use as templates, like little bowls from thrift stores. This thing, it's about 4 inches in diameter, this way going across. I've used this before on other, this side of it, on other kuksas. It's not that it's too big, those became more of like bowls, and I'm not sure if someone will actually use it as like a cup to drink from. So I forgot I had a divider. I think my dad gave me this. It's kind of like a compass, but I think it's called a divider. I probably don't even use it correctly, but I use it to, you know, as a compass basically to shorten the diameter of pieces. So that's actually what I did here. So you may see a couple, like 3 different lines, but it's the first line, which is here, and then it's that second line. That's going to be the outside rim. And then the handle, it's probably a little bit hard to tell. It's just kind of more like a diamond shape. Tried something a little bit different. And that's kind of, it's getting a little late now. So that's where we're going to leave this. I guess this kind of turned into more of like a preparation video. And tomorrow I'll try to work on a little bit more of this kuksa, probably start to hollow out the bowl. And from there it'll move pretty quickly, I would imagine, as far as getting it to where I'm ready to have it to be dried. So just a quick tip, how I'm going to store this, because I obviously don't want this thing to crack. Crack is, and you can almost see it here, starting to form there, and that's because I'm in my basement, and I guess from me splitting it, the wood hasn't had time to, I guess, acclimate to the temperature change. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my freezer. And if you have a better half, it's probably good to communicate that to that person so they don't open up the freezer and find a bag of wood in there. So that's something I do. I communicate with my wife and let her know that I'm going to put some pieces of wood in there. And for what I have seen and what people have said online, and actually what I've experienced, is that it essentially just kind of, the freezer will just kind of like lock in the moisture. It'll freeze it basically. And I did that with some of the cooking spoons that I made, and I've done this in the past as well on some other projects, some spoon projects, and it's worked out great. So that's just like a quick tip. You can, if you have the space, you can store. This is pretty big, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. You can put the pieces in the freezer, and when you're ready to use it, you take it out of the freezer. And I don't thaw them out. I just start working it, and I've had success with that. I don't have to put it in hot water to thaw the piece out. I just start working on it, and it seems to work well for me. So that's where we're going to end this. I appreciate you guys watching. Just stay tuned tomorrow, and I'll actually get started on working on this piece, and we'll see where it goes. And that's I guess that's it for tonight. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. And I'll catch you on the next video. All right. Thanks a lot.